Suicide Squad Dream Team Issue 1 heads to the naval ship the USS Collins, where Harley Quinn and a group of villains all wake up to Amanda Waller waiting to get their new mission underway. Harley shouts that she didn't even do anything wrong this time, and now Waller is snatching people up from the streets. She tells the wall that she has community service, and this is not community service. Waller tells her that her terms of her deal have changed, and unless she wants to be locked up permanently, she better listen to her. She tells the entire group that they all answer to her now, as they are members of Task Force X and will be serving as special operatives on behalf of the United States. Deadeye asks where they are, and Waller won't tell them, telling him that all they need to know is that an island nation of Gamora has access to some of the most advanced weapons and defense systems in the world, and they have reason to believe that these weapons are now under the control of insurgents, people who want to use said weapons to take over the country following the removal of the previous president, Henry Bendix. She briefs the team on Bendix's dictatorship and how they cannot let the country fall into the insurgent hands, since whomever fills that void left by Bendix needs to be a friend of the United States. Deadeye knows that she really means that someone who's already in her pocket, and the woman tells the team that to get in, they will take control of the defense systems and lower the dome shield, preventing aid from reaching the nation's shoreline. Clock King asks what will happen if they fail and can't get off the island, but Waller has that covered, revealing that they will be traversing through the dream realm to get to the island, entering it from this side of the dome and emerging through the consciousness of a sleeping person from within the capital of Gamora. Waller is aware that this is an unorthodox mode of transportation, but it will completely change the way they do their stealth missions, and it's all thanks to Nia Null, the Dreamer. Earlier at Belle Reve, Dreamer storms into Waller's office, demanding to know what the hell happened. Waller wants to know what she is referring to, and Dreamer tells her about the thumb drive she has, disappointing Waller since curiosity seems to have gotten better of Nia. Dreamer asks Waller if she already knew about it, why did she have Dreamer break into Senator Gravenport's house and not arrest him? But Waller knows that they won't be arresting the senator at all, angering Dreamer since she knows what he's been doing, and he's been doing it to children. Waller knows that if they arrest him, another nutjob will just take his place. But Dreamer doesn't want to be complicit in what Gravenport is doing, but Amanda screams that she isn't turning a blind eye to it, explaining that this is so ingrained in the government and throwing the senator in jail won't do anything to put a dent in it. She does know that this could be turned into something that might help solve the problem though, since they can use this to manipulate the senator into voting for what they want. Dreamer doesn't like blackmail being the answer to all of Waller's problems, but the woman knows that she isn't the bad guy there. There just isn't a straightforward path to progress here. Waller pours herself a drink, scoffing at Dreamer, thinking all about justice just being about justice, but that doesn't last. She knows that Dreamer's powers can help her change the direction of the future, something that she doesn't expect many of Nia's super friends to understand. Putting her hand on Dreamer's shoulder, Waller tells her that she knows what it's like to make the tough call and to be the only one who sees the anvil that's hanging over their heads. But Dreamer brushes her arm off, telling the woman that she is nothing like her, but Waller warns her that if she isn't like her, she isn't going to last long in this business. She asks if the woman wants her next assignment or not, but Dreamer leaves, telling Waller to go get her own blackmail next time, since she's going to bed. In the present, Dreamer tells Waller that her access to the dream realm is new and she doesn't fully understand it, so bringing in a whole team of people is not safe. Waller doesn't care, knowing the hero will manage, but communications will be cut off in the dream realm, but Deadeye should be able to keep in contact with his telepathy. Dreamer didn't agree to any of this, making Waller question if she is refusing to do her job. Harley thinks that Nia is about to bite the dust, but Dreamer tells the team that once they are in the dream realm, nobody touches anything. Later on in the dream realm, Nia tells the team to let the dream play out, since they are just passing through it. She does tell them to keep an eye out for anything that might point the way they need to go, as Harley spots mirrors hanging from trees. Dreamer tells her that the mirrors mean that there is something the Dreamer is supposed to reflect on. Clock King knows that objects in dreams often carry specific meaning, and they give Dreamer an understanding of future events. He finds all her powers quite fascinating as the team move through the dream, with Clock King wanting to know more about Nia's powers and how they specifically work. Dreamer wants to know why he's so interested, but William will only say that he's curious curious, since knowing future infallibility would be very impressive, but a fallible gift would make one just a charlatan. Dreamer knows that the man with gimmicky glasses isn't one to talk as Bizarro points out a bird, which Clock King knows is a Gamoran cuckoo dove, a now extinct bird. Dreamer tells the team to follow the bird and they come across a man who's been bird watching. Suddenly, they are teleported into the real world, finding themselves in Gamora. Deadeye contacts Waller, learning that they are 4 kilometers from the building of defense. Deadeye notices that the people in the street seem to be pretty chipper despite being under a dictatorship, but Waller tells her nephew to stick to the plan. Harley alerts the team to a problem as the man they used to get into Gamora through his dreams is seemingly dead. Deadeye thinks that 6 people coming through his dreams is what did it, but Waller doesn't care, knowing that that was the risk and the team still has a job to do. Dreamer wants to stop and help, but Black Alice appears, telling her to be quiet since they aren't there to play hero. Alice berates Dreamer for thinking a bunch of thieves and killers can save people, wanting Nia to realize that they aren't even real bad guys, just a bunch of disposable crooks. Bizarro knows that he's not a crook, he's a hero, but Alice screams that he isn't, angering Bizarro, who smashes his way out of the building to show the woman how much of a hero he really is. Deadeye isn't happy with an unstable Kryptonian on the loose now, racing out of the building with the rest of the team to go and fulfill their mission before everything is messed up. Harley, however, stops to see Dreamer, asking if this is her first dead body, but Nia knows it's not, remembering that the first time she saw a dead body was her mother's death, when she was only 15. She knows that it was her fault since she was a coward and her choices led to her mother's death, so she swore she would make her proud and use her powers to protect people. Harley is surprised since she thinks she is protecting people, and Nia reveals that Waller is threatening her home, a secret alien refuge and a place where all people from all over the galaxy live in peace. Or mostly in peace, since while things like alien kids with 13 eyes are fine, people like her who came out as trans were seen as more alien than the actual aliens. Nia knows that Waller is going to dox the entire refuge, but figures that she's going to do it anyway, regardless of how their mission goes. Harley knows that is definitely a possibility, but Nia came along anyway and she believes there is a chance, and Nia quips that that's why they call her the Dreamer. Nia knows that she is meant to see the bad stuff and stop it, as that's what heroes do, but Harley believes that superheroing is a lot like bird watching, since you can't always count on seeing a rare pigeon, you just gotta show up with your camera and hope that one comes around, and superheroing is just like that, so you gotta save as many people as she can. Dreamer thinks that that is an awful analogy as her powers kick in, and while Harley continues her terrible analogies, Dreamer sees what's to come, finding Waller is a liar and doesn't care about protecting innocents who get hurt. Nia sees Bizarro rampaging through the nation, killing civilians until nothing is left but death. The mirrors Dreamer sees begin to shatter, sending shards flying at her as the hero realizes that the future and all of the death that she sees is all thanks to Amanda Waller.